Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will do ItsyBitsy lab on TryHackMe. Let's put our elf knowledge together and investigate an incident. Task 1 is to start our both missions. Let's start lab mission. This is where Elastic Sim is running and we will access it from attack box. You can either use VPN They will take up to 3 to 5 minutes to start. Meanwhile, let's read the scenario. During normal SOC monitoring, analyst John observed an alert on an IDS solution indicating a potential C2 communication from a user, Brownie, from the HR department. A suspicious file was accessed containing a malicious pattern THM. A week-long HTTP connection logs have been pulled to investigate. Due to limited resources, only the connection logs could be pulled out and are ingested into connection logs index in Kibana. Our task in this room will be to examine the network connection logs of this user, find the link and content of the file, and answer the questions. It's still loading. Copy target IP address. Open browser. Elastic is loaded. Let's go to Discover tab. This is where our logs are stored and ingested. And the index connection logs is already selected. Connection logs already selected. So next thing is to set the time range based on when the incident happened. In the first question, how many events were returned for the month of March 2022? They are asking for March month events, indirectly saying that's when the incident happened. So let's set the time range to March month. Go to absolute path 2022 March 1st. Time again, go to absolute March 31st and update the search, and we have around 1482 logs. Before going to other questions, let's analyze HTTP logs. Under available fields tab, we have all the fields involved in HTTP network connection logs. Let's add some important fields to the table so it will be easier for us to analyze. Starting with source IP and user agent. Destination IP and domain name. Domain name is available in host field. Let's add this, and URI path. And finally, status code. And method is important too. So the source IP is who is making the request, using which tool. I mean, if they're using browser to access this domain or any tools. Destination IP where the request is going, and host, the domain name which is involved, and the URI path, which resource or file the user is accessing, and status code. It is HTTP return status code sent by the server indicating if the user accessed the file successfully or not. If it's 200, they accessed it. If it's 301, the server redirected the user to another URL. There are many status codes, and we have, let's take a look at here. And in these connection logs, we only have 200. And now the important thing is to look for suspicious logs. If you click on one field, it will only show top 5 values. Here we have only 2 IPs. One has more traffic and the another IP has only less traffic. As per the user agent, here we have something interesting. One user is accessing domains or URL paths using BitsAdmin. It is a Windows legit binary tool. It's a Windows legit binary, but attackers abuse it to download files. Here the brownie user is accessing a file from pastebin.com. It is one of the popular file sharing site where we can host text files and anyone with the URL can access it. And the status code returned is 200, which means the user accessed this file successfully and used the method get. Get is used when downloading a file or fetching data. Let's move on to the questions now. I want to mention, what if we came across like these user agents and our hosts which we don't know about? We can quickly do a Google lookup. Like now, let's ask what is BitsAdmin. It's a Windows command line tool used to create, manage, and monitor file downloads or upload jobs. It detailedly listed how it works. I'm going to add one more thing. So BitsAdmin is abused by attackers that naturally handles interrupted connections and network tor, making malicious transfers stealthy and resilient. How attackers use BitsAdmin? Malware downloads for persistence and execution, and also data exfiltration. And in our case, the user is downloading a file. Let's move on to the questions. What is the IP associated with the suspected user in the logs? The IP address is copy IP address. And the user mission used a legit Windows binary to download a file from the C2 server. What's the name of the binary? It is bitsadmin. The infected mission connected with a famous file sharing site in this domain, which also acts as a C2 server used by the malware authors to communicate. What's the name of the file sharing site? Pastebin.com. What is the full URL of the C2 to which the infected host is connected? Based on the format, let's add domain name and URI path. User Brownie visited this URL. A file was accessed on the file sharing site. What's the name of the file accessed? Now, to see the file name, we have to visit this URI path. In real life, we don't visit suspicious URLs like this. Since this is a TryHackMe lab and it is safe, let's go to the path. Let's go to the site Brownie visited. So the file which is hosted here is secret.txt. The file contains a secret code. What's the content of the file is the TryHackMe flag. Attackers can host a malicious code like this instead of a flag. And before we answer the last question, I want to say, what if the user accessed the same domain but not using bitsadmin? How can we find them? Well, we find the user agent bits, it's on the top 5 values. Let's assume the user accessed the same domain using a normal Mozilla or Chrome browser. And what we have other than user agents, which is suspicious, we have URI path. See, it's a strange URI. If you see it, this is a strange URI path, and domain name and destination IP address. To find those malicious IPs or domains URI paths, we have to go through each value in that field. Since here it is only showing top 5 values, I am going to I will use visualization. Go to visualize. Change this to table format. Again, top 5 only. Let's change this to number of values 100. I'm asking for top 100. And we have all the domains user visited. Let's see if we can find same domain name. See, here is pastebin involved in 2 logs. Now we can go back to our search filter and add this. And find the same So again, pastebin.com. Now we find the same activity using pastebin.com, not bitsadmin. We can do the same with destination IPs and URI paths. If it's not a popular site, you can copy the IP addresses or domain name and use VirusTotal or threat intelligence platforms to find more information. Now let's paste in our final answer, which is TryHackMe flag.